If you're not assessing, you're guessing, and this is just one of hundreds of assessments that can be found in my members only section. If you'd like to learn all of the assessments, then consider becoming a channel member. But for right now, let's get our assessment on. Next, we are going to go ahead and work distally. We've just done the knee. We're going to work at the gastrocnemius. For the gastrocnemius, what we could do is a couple different options for this one. We could either go ahead and we could grasp at the calcaneus, we could stabilize at the distal tibia and fibula, and we could perform the contraction, or we could perform the test this way. Other option is if you wanted to, you could end up going and placing the foot on the shoulder. It's going to depend on the size of the therapist and the size of the patient. If you are a very tiny patient and you have or if you're a very, very tiny therapist and you have a very, very large, strong patient, this is going to be very, very strenuous on you and you're going to get a false reading. So what you would want to do is place the patient's foot on your shoulder. If you are a very, very large therapist treating or assessing a very, very tiny patient, you could just go ahead, place your hand at the distal tibia fibula, keep that knee into neutral dorsiflexion. And then from here, what we would want to do is I'm going to press your toes toward your head. Don't let me press you. In 3, 2, 1, hold, match their pressure, add a little bit extra. That would be the general test for the gastrocnemius. If we wanted to get a little bit more specific, we could test the medial and lateral heads as well. If we wanted to test a little bit more of the medial head of the gastrocnemius, we would go into slight inversion, and we're going to do the same thing. So now we are going to go and take them into dorsiflexion while maintaining inversion and see if they can hold the position. I'm going to bring your toes toward your head. Don't let me bring your toes toward your head in 3, 2, 1. Hold, match their pressure, add a little bit extra, see if they can hold the test position. If we want to assess the lateral head of the gastrocnemius, we would take the patient into eversion, and we would perform the same assessment with the foot everted. So I'm going to point your toes toward your head. Don't let me point your toes toward your head in 3, 2, 1. Hold, match their pressure, add a little bit extra. And again, if we find that they're unable to hold the test position, what we would do is perform some isometric agonistic antagonistic contractions, see if there's any noticeable increase in their strength. If you find that they can hold the test position after performing the isometric agonistic antagonistic contractions, then we know that it is not a general strength issue, it is a motor control issue. And if they're unable to hold the position still, we know it's just a general strength issue and we need to do some strengthening for the gastrocnemius. Now, we've done everything in supine position. We're going to have the patient turn over into prone position, and we're going to, again, work proximal to distal. So we're going to first work at the hip, and we're going to work on the psoas. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.